I don't really know what I am. You're never going to get any of those weaknesses or unconfident points wrong again. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Shivani here, and today I'm going to be telling you some of my favourite revision tips for memorisation of different facts that you need to know. As a GCSE student, there's a lot of facts that I need to remember, especially for subjects like science and RS. There's certain things which I need to remember. So I have found over the past year in year 10 a few ways that have helped me kind of memorise these different facts, and I thought I'd share them with you today. So the first technique that I like to use on a regular basis is called blurting, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what this is, but just in case you haven't, I thought I'd share it with you today. So essentially, blurting is when you take a blank piece of paper and then you blurt everything that you can think about that topic onto the page. So you have a physical representation of everything that's been stuck up in your brain. This method forces you to actually recall the information and take it out of your brain and then actually put it onto paper. So what I like to do for this method is I take a blank piece of paper, and if you are doing this for the first time, I recommend you use a smaller sheet, so maybe A5 rather than A4 or A3. And then you basically write a prompt in the middle of the page. So I usually use the textbook title of the page, or I will use a title in the specification, the GCSE specification. You can get these online, and yeah, they're really helpful for making flashcards and also using the titles for blurting. Then after that, I will give myself a timer, so I will usually do about 10 minutes, and I will see how much information I can get out of my brain from that prompt in that amount of time. And as you can see here, I was doing crude oil. I did this topic about 3 weeks ago, so it wasn't exactly fresh in my mind, so I did actually forget a few things. Then what I did was I took a different coloured pen and then I filled in all the things that I didn't remember, and then you have a big mind map of everything that's in that topic in a very condensed and simple format for you to quickly revise from. This method works really well with flashcards, so if you're doing your flashcards the first week and then you do blurting to see how much you remember at the end of the week, and then you do it the second week, third week, then by the end of say 3 or 4 weeks you should be able to have a completely full mind map if you're doing your revision well. So the next method that I really like to use is called dual coding, and this method my music teacher actually showed to me, and I have loved it for music and different subjects such as RS, but you can really apply this to any subject that you want. The best thing about this technique is that it helps you remember key facts, and it's really good if you are a visual learner because it helps you to turn an image into different words. So you can basically have an image in your mind and then translate it into different words that you can write down in the exam. So essentially what you do for dual coding is you draw a picture, and trust me, I am not an artist at all. I don't take art. I am not the best at art, let's just say. So you know, it doesn't have to be a perfect drawing. In fact, the more weird and wonderful your drawing is, the better, because it's just going to help you remember it even more. Basically, what you do is you draw a picture that includes different facts. So I'll give you an example here. So I need to remember a few facts about Israeli music so that I can answer exam questions better. So for Israeli music, what I'm doing is first I'm drawing a Star of David, and this Star of David is to show that Israeli music has Jewish influences. Now, because the Star of David is the Jewish symbol, that's going to obviously remind me of Judaism, and Judaism having an impact on Israeli music. And then I went on to draw a microscope, and this probably does not look like a microscope to most people because I'm really bad at drawing, but to me it looks like a microscope, and this is to show that there are microtonal intervals in Israeli music, so like even smaller than a tone or a semitone, there's like little microtones, so it uses a lot of those weird notes that we don't really have in Western music. So there you go, as you can see, that simple drawing, I can just remember that in the exam and then take facts from that, and that just really helps me because I'm not completely a visual learner, but I like having different methods to remember things, and this is really helpful. The next method I like to use is mnemonics. Now this has been talked about a lot, but I'm just gonna reiterate it to you that, you know, this is a really good method. I needed help to remember the first 4 of alkanes because in the specification it says students need to know the first 4 alkanes in a homologous series. So I really didn't know how to memorize this, and I was thinking of different ways that I could, and then I thought, oh, I should probably use a mnemonic. And I've used this for lots of different things, like the reactivity series, the electromagnetic spectrum, and then I thought of a different word to make a little sentence for myself. And the more personal like the mnemonic is and the more weird it is, then that's kind of how it'll stick in your head more. So I used the one Mila eats peanut butter, and this probably does not make any sense to you, but my little baby cousin is called Mila and she is 1 right now, and the letter M obviously is methane and it has 1 carbon atom, and that might not make a lot of sense to different people, but it really helps me to remember it. You know, I've memorised it off by heart now, and I was really struggling at first, but then mnemonics helped me to do this. So you can do this for lots of different things, but I find it especially helpful in science. So every time you get a question wrong, or every time you feel a bit unconfident on a topic, then what you're going to do is you're going to take the stuff that you're not very confident on, your biggest weaknesses, and put them all onto flashcards. So you're really pinpointing the things that you're not confident on and that you feel are your weakest points.
Hi everyone, it's Editing Shivani here. I just wanted to say that what I mean by your weak points is things that you get wrong a lot, like the questions that you get wrong a lot and the topics that you don't really understand too much. And then I'd also recommend any practice questions that you've done that you've got wrong, copy them out onto a flashcard, and then at least you have a bank of questions that you can go through just for some extra practice.
And hopefully it will mean that you're never going to get any of those weaknesses or unconfident points wrong again. So that's the 4 revision techniques that I use for memorisation. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you actually found it useful. Please let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this video, if you found any of these tips useful and which ones you think you're going to use, because I honestly really love going through all your comments, and when I come home from school it's just the nicest thing to read all of them, and I just wanted to say thank you. I'd also like to say thank you for 85 subscribers over the past 3 videos, because I honestly never thought I'd grow that much. It's just kind of crazy. I started off with no subscribers, 0 subscribers, and honestly I didn't think I'd get this far, and I'm just so eternally grateful for all of you for subscribing, because it just makes me really happy that people actually like what I'm saying and I'm not talking a load of rubbish. So yeah, that's really nice. So that's all I have to say for today. I again really hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I just really hope you have a productive but amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!